Oh good, that emote worked. Hello, I return in peace again. With Disco Elysium. Today is probably going to be a bit shorter stream of Disco Elysium than usually. I started a bit late. I slept pretty badly again, so I ended up sleeping a bit more. See if this works. Okay, where's my game? There it is. Excellent. Also, well, I went for a walk, then I got back, and I'm here. But then when I started OBS Studio, it had lost my beginning and ending picture, so I had to put it on again. Also, I flipped the canvas for my model. Just for today. I will have to remember to clip it back. What else? Not much, I suppose. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather and I have a lot of social life this week. So I really need to keep this a bit shorter than usually. Inventory. Oh yeah, we got glasses last time. Minus authority because of nerd. Wait, did we examine this? Didn't we?
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
That's locked. Need more hand-eye coordination.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out. It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments...
What can you say about the bullet so far?
Whoa, I actually know this.
Yes, it's as if you've seen bullets before, officer.
Officer.
A jacketed bullet.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary and jacketed conical...
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Yeah. What's this handwritten note? From fruit-shaped kitchen magnets.
The note is written with a...
We did examine it. Damaged ledger. Oh, that's my ledger.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
We could try to open that, but let's read the case file.
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want?
I can
Not
revisit
much
this.
has changed.
We have
in
other
the
things to
meanwhile.
do.
A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Let's try to open this.
Is still not what happens. Fuck this compartment. You should throw it away.
Fuck this compartment. We should throw it away.
Strange. Why does it make you so angry?
Indeed. Need more interfacing. We are not good with our hands. Maybe that's why we are alone. Let's put it away. Please. What about this? We have 2 skill points. We could put it in the interfacing right away.
Buy a new hat.
Oh! Hello, Blue Milk. And thanks for the new hat. What do you mean? Neila is not a hat. How are you doing? We haven't chatted in a while much. What time to stretch immediately? Well, stretches. Did we put more points to conceptualization? Maybe not yet. But maybe we need that interfacing. Because actually yeah, maybe we do need it. Because of that. Looking about. Sounds very low energy. What's this? Sneak. Master machines. Reaction. Perception. Composure. Hand-eye coordination. Ready, aim and fire. Oh, that's shooting. I got this new game which I'm grinding. Which game? Which game is it? Let's try that compartment again.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell. Just relax. The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee, slowly. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know.
It's called Way of the Samurai 4. Is it about samurais? I don't think I've heard about that. Is it new? Old game. It's old. Gameplay is fun. Okay, that sounds good. Why haven't I heard about that game? Maybe it just hasn't been that popular. Let's slide the drawer open.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
What the? Let's pick up the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Did you guess it was about samurai? Because I'm a genius. I had a hunch. I had a feeling that there would be samurai in that game. Let's pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Let's smell it first.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored.
What the? Chewing gum? Image Changia's pocket shows its age, but it's fun when you get into it. Hello, dear Spruce, and welcome. And why are you calling it awful? It is very artistic, and the most beautiful one there is. If you are picking a fight, I'm going to kick you out. Let's open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting.
Why is our Harry so obsessed with handwriting? Does I have my own opinion? Okay, so are you here to pick a fight? Because you sound like you are. And I don't allow negativity like that if you are trolling.
Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
Goodbye. Forever.
Throw it away, please.
Volition. But why does it say I should throw that away? Our first troll. Yeah, that really was. I don't think anyone has been like that before on stream. But this is the internet. Do you have opinions on this? Should I throw that away or keep reading? I'm maybe on the side of keep reading. Maybe we will get moral damage out of that, but it's fine. It's fine.
Your hand shakes holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road.
Doesn't sound good.
Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear.
This is something Harry didn't want to remember.
Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. 'Cause I love you. 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 'C You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Oh no, my ledger.
No, no, hold on.
Let's hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
I don't know, you told me to hold on. Endurance.
Detective, is everything alright?
I guess I can't do anything but fall sideways. Where did I fall? I'm so shocked about the contents. Somebody loved me once. Did I die? What is this? What is this? What? What?
There is nothing.
What? It will restart? No?
Again.
Nothing?
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
I guess I can't do anything but just lie there, passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the
Yes.
small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Hmm. Hmm. No, I was cool. I'm cool.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
No.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
By the morning. But was that the ex something? The ex-wife? Maybe?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Hmm. Where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
There was something about a bow collected too.
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Well, I guess that's enough. I'll just lie there, motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
Oh, is it Kim? My savior. What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And it's...
Water? Hopefully. Nothing else, just water?
Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
The upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Let's drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Well, I guess I hadn't been drinking alcohol either in at least one day.
Actually, beer and cider have loads of water in them.
You know, in the Franco-Nigerian centuries, the quality of water was so bad it was sometimes more hygienic to drink beer.
But these are not the Franco-Nigerian centuries. We are in the present. It is safe to sometimes drink water here.
He hands you the canister. Let's drink.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
What happened? I should ask you the same.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
Okay, so no need to go to hospital. How long was I out?
10 minutes, maybe.
But Kim is very strong. Because I'm not the lightest fellow out there. I came in contact with the burnt out ruins of the past, Lieutenant.
That does sometimes happen.
He hands you the remains of your ledger.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
I wonder if it has happened to him too.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Yes, let's solve this case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
It's my ledger of failure and hatred now. And it's raining. This is the same ledger you found in the trash, only worse, somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. That's pretty awful. We got some new ideas. The bow collector. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector's streetcar number 42. Slowly down the slope from Voyager Road and 10 east on the B206 across the river to where there are no closed factories or ruins. To study. At the academy, electrical cables run overhead and the bow collector draws across them like a musical instrument. A flash. She's standing at the rear window, holding onto the rail, in a spring coat, waving at you. Is that a blast from the past? White morning. You see yourself from above. You're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter. At the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell, like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. Well, we don't have the space for any of these at the moment, so we're not doing them. What were we doing? Smoker on the balcony. That might be it. Also, we've doing the case, and we should track down the gun and sing karaoke. Tattoos, clothes, and my badge. Wait, I don't have my badge. Where's the rest of the armor? Okay. Since we are this way, let's go to the harbor. I think we interrogate
Stuck in the
this
rain in a
fella.
traffic jam, man.
Enough.
What's on your mind?
That's all for now. Bye. Yeah, I have to press that button to get things highlighted. Ah. Did we have anything to talk about it?
Looking for something, Hunt?
No.
Come to tell me to fuck off again?
We're done for now. Welcome to River Show. Was this the bottle machine?
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
That was all of my bottles. Did we have anything new to talk to this one?
Is this about the questions again?
Nah, I'll just go. There was something we should talk to that with this guy. Just something.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Kuno told me you were supposed to know about the armor.
The little boy had a good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cop's in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
Probe into the armor. What did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That
What's
was
a-
the interesting part.
What sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
Hold on. 4 pieces. Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Mm. I'm ambitious. I'm going to find all of it. All the pieces.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, and I would leave the boots to processing, but okay. Let's find all of it.
It's implied he finds it unlikely that you will succeed in this.
I can still try.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you.
So Puno used us to what, scare you?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He contemplates taking a swig from his flask. Yeah, understandable. Thank you for the cooperation, sir.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
Good talking to you, gotta run. I don't think we were supposed to talk to anybody else here at the moment. There's still this shouting fellow again today.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Hey tough guy, I had more questions.
Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
Maybe.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
You don't have any tips on how to punch a guy out, do you? Say, a really big race theorist guarding a button.
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
He shifts uncomfortably in his worker's overalls. What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
Yeah, and I think we earlier established that he doesn't look like a proper worker. He's too buff. Actually, I need to speak with the union boss.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. Why you want to meet that fat asshole?
Well, I might as well tell him. I'm interviewing people about a murder that took place here, behind the hostel cafeteria there.
I know nothing about a murder.
His reply is snappy and terse.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Indeed. Why so tense?
What are you talking about? I'm not tense.
Yes, he's tense.
Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
This really isn't my area of expertise.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir. Pity.
Let us work!
I'm just going to leave now. Okay, we spot him. We can't speak to the others here, it seems. Was there something in here we could see? No? Isn't that something? It looked like something. I guess it wasn't something then. Did we have something else to talk to the workers people? Those people who claim they killed the murder victim. Wait, what's that? Where's the rest of the ammo? Wait, Kuno lied to you. Return and confront him. Do we want to? We don't have a... We are not very intimidating. Wherever, even wearing glasses like the nerd officers we are. There's that lady that needs a hug. What is this? It's a boat. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Can we find more paint? I want that red paint. Can we get it somehow? What's that? Looks like there was more construction here once, decades ago. Magnesium! Yay! Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A. Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in all your life. That's so sad.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. Joyce L. What does the L stand for?
Phaeton, my maiden name.
A maiden name. That's an interesting way to hold that. Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat. Let's shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Well, she's polite.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Oh yeah, didn't Kim suggest that we go wild with our interrogation methods for this lady?
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic.
Yes, yes.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you, I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
So I need to be more aggressive. Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas Alamer island groups are archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass, the fourth largest island in the world. It is not an archipelago.
Wait, I thought Le Caillou was one big island.
Okay, if you want to get technical, the point is we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
We are the classist team these days.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Do I? Do I? Yes, I do.
Before you do, it would be pertinent to ask other questions. Gather more info on this boat of hers.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Lady 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Okay.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Let's talk about the economics of this boat you're on.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Requiso mundo. Last war time, baby.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator.
Oh, I got the biggest communism builder achievement. It doesn't look like he thinks you'll best her in a single combat.
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
You know about the revolution. It's the eel's heel. Yes. Well, we probably fail this, but let's try it.
She takes a sip.
It's gonna happen.
Okay.
Something's about to happen. In here, I point my head.
Of course.
Nothing happens for quite a while.
They will come from my head. the arguments.
As they do.
The thoughts happen inside his brain.
The lieutenant explains. Let's lay my hand next to my head. It will help.
It doesn't.
Let's keep waving the hand.
My, it's as if there's a tiny spinner on the side of his head and he's reeling thoughts out.
Except he isn't.
The lieutenant is satisfied with where this is going.
A thought is going to come out of my head and into my mouth, and I will say it.
Of course.
Let's keep doing it.
Lieutenant, I truly don't understand what is happening here.
I told you his methods are unconventional.
That hurt my morale. Oh no. I swear to God, I'm usually sharp. I don't know what happened. Why am I not killing it?
Your marbles on glass, dear. Don't worry.
What were we talking about anyway?
It was quite a while ago, but I think... Yes, we were discussing my fast, large, ineluctably middle-class boat.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Oh, we failed. You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
This... reality?
She pulls her hood closer around her neck.
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
We healed morale. Thanks, conceptualization. I am conducting a personal investigation into the world I find myself in.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher-detective.
My theory is that this inquiry into the nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They are really one and the same.
Are they now?
The lieutenant cocks one eyebrow.
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then. Go ahead. Ask.
Alright, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
You mentioned a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities.
Blue. That's important.
Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
What's the name of this island?
Caillou. As you already know.
Yeah.
Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
My intuition says that blue is important.
And to humanity at large.
Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Okay, that's Martinez. What's Revachol?
Revachol?
What kind of city is Revachol?
The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
What makes Revachol great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay, who built this city?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile-Marat, depending on your creed.
When was Revachol built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
That's not so far in the past. And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're in an unimportant part of an important place.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about
She points across the water where the skyscrapers rise.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Let's look to the sea.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Let's say nothing. Let's observe the large body of water. Swelling. Cold.
She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly. This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Madame Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
But won't I be lazy if I don't do it all now?
Of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far, and diligent boys remember where they left off.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
We could try this. Check. What is...
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
What am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
He says energetically. The Revachol Citizens Militia.
Preciso Mundo.
Preciso Mundo. Good, and what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
He's being sarcastic.
You said de facto.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
So I'm basically a lackey of capital.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM has ever taken away our seemingly permanent traditional rule of market.
Higher, higher. This world you live in is not a place for someone like you. Come on, let us take you home.
Oh my. Welcome, welcome, raiders. Who are you? Thank you for the raid. And how come you picked me? Do you like Disco Elysium? Threats. The committee. Easy 20 amber. Okay. Thank you very much for your raid. And, well, those of you who want to stay here, I hope you enjoy. We are doing my first Disco Elysium playthrough. I tried it out too for the first time today. You tried Disco Elysium for the first time. How did you like it? This is my, what, 6th session of the game. Playing it because I forced her to. Is that sounds very heartless of you, Heartless. But I actually have enjoyed this game quite much. It has a lot of interesting things in it. Do you generally play a lot of RPGs like this? It's very interesting, like you choose your own adventure books I used to read, just with lots of choices. It's one of my favorite. Yeah, it really is kind of like that. Like a lot of RPGs are. But if it was only your first session, maybe this will give you spoilers if you stay. Have you already found out the name of the main character? And Heartless, have you played it many times? Because I think a lot of fans of Disco Elysium have played it through many times. Because there are so many different ways to play. Still on day 1. Well, I'm only on day 2. But at 4 o'clock already. Just twice. Have you done the threaded? I think I had some. I read on Reddit or somewhere about people doing the fascist runs and not being able to do that. And we are not. We are definitely not doing that here. Don't be sticking around for long. Almost 4 a.m. Oh, you really need to take care of yourself then. But really, thank you so much for the raid. And I hope you sleep well. Vicariously through new players. This seems to be that kind of game. Interesting to see fresh eyes on it. We are doing a run for the people. We are commies. Yes, we are. Mostly. And of course we are doing the art cop thing. We should find some paint and see if we can paint a wall. Our first playthrough. Yeah. I guess I should go back to philosophizing.
Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
Why don't they like the police?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown.
What?
They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Yeah, it should be.
Ravacholians get to keep the peace in Ravachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Jim has opinions.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Thank you, madam.
And if the law officials of our nation need help with the basic terms of reality, well, then I'm here to help.
Hoping for a roll. Check the smack. That rock throwing brat, personally. Oh, you want to beat Kuno? Oh no. Maybe we will try that, if we still can. We have spoken to Kuno a lot, without beating him. But what is this?
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Am I really that awkward?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I meant, what is this place here?
Ah! This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
She looks around. What is Rue de Saint-Ghislaine 33A?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old.
She looks up at the crumbling facade.
This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. But that was before the war, of course.
What happened to those floors? Did they just collapse and then people still live in there? We should explore that building.
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
Dilapidated balcony, Cindy's skull gives Joyce the evil eye, her red paintbrush held to her throat. We need that paintbrush.
Wonderful.
What is that? Let's point to Cindy.
The girl in the old lady rags.
Girl in the old lady rags. Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags.
You want more stretching? I have to continue stretching then.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
That's enough stretching. I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
Well, we are the art cop, so I think I may be part of infraculture.
And what would that be?
Disco.
I can see that, yes. I dabbled in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon. All permeating. Downright mandatory. Nothing infra about disco, baby.
Oh no. But you're disco.
Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me.
The new?
The new. A cultural era. And the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary Revachol. It was ultra-liberal. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-colored everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now.
What is?
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all. It's on the tip of your tongue. A doubt of sorts already in your head. But it's not fully formed yet. You have to wait and return to this later. Once the jamais vu thought is complete.
What are you?
What I am not is a basic term of reality.
Why not?
There may be a way to get her speaking about herself at some later juncture.
What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective.
Are they?
You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth. In her eyes? What's the big time?
The revolution.
And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head.
Oh no. And we are the communists.
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
They were anarchists too?
She likes the totality of it.
You could say they got totally shot in the head.
Indeed. They piled them in mass graves in Ozon. And, well, that's the last anyone heard of those people.
Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Okay. Truly a kerfuffle,
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
the lieutenant mumbles from behind his notes.
Yes, the Insulindian deluge, they call it.
I had a deluge too, in my head.
I see. Yes, a deluge of geopolitical questions.
Anyone else got shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Cowardly king.
I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing, so he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out?
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intra-species warfare.
And the apes, were they evil?
No. I would say the apes were neutral.
Sounds like evil to me.
On the other hand, maybe you're right.
Disco, disco, disco. We need some disco lights. Too bad I don't have any.
It takes time for the apes to change and work. Perhaps what happened here was part of that time and part of that work.
Maybe I should make some disco light thing. Let's write a note about that, so I'll remember. That would be so fitting for Disco Elysium. Press a button and get some disco lights. So, who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
Okay, and by liberals, you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
How did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
Of course. If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Wait, you just said the liberals already took everything.
The Liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The Coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
Who are the coalition?
The Coalition of Nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay, the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
Moralist.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
I'm a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
So, I must be a moralist because blue is important. Not just technically, practically. For a moment, there was hope.
A devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In your line of work, I mean.
When was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
But wait, particular virulent prion disease? But aren't prion diseases this sort that... I don't know. I should look into that too, about prion diseases. But I remember hearing them only in the concept of cannibalism, that it's because you get those prions, those... Are they proteins of some sort? That cause all kind of problems in your brain. Anyway, what did this Zarath do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
No way.
Indeed. Zarat is a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
It was a funny time in history. They discovered transistors and rock music, but they didn't know anything about prions. Nobody did.
Where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
But hey, maybe it was a zombie disease. But what came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Our lives are very different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
What is this zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
What's happened?
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
What happened in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
Oh no.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Wait, you're saying it's been like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
What have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
All that untaxed income must have fueled the new. That can only mean one thing.
That's when they discovered disco.
Yes, and quantitative easing. It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it. An Isla-wide hangover, you might say. So, here we are.
She curtsies. Oh.
Welcome to reality, baby.
Get the reality lowdown. We got that.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
Which side was Wild Pines Group on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
They got lucky.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
You would have sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was.
Perhaps.
10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
What would you have done differently, besides siding with the king?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
Killed more. Very precisely. Any opinions, people? I would go with this, but I'm not sure about Harry. Precisely made it out with mineral rights. That's very tempting. I could just press on to ask her. Well, we are wearing glasses now, so hello, guy. How do you do? Did they answer your request more? Do you have your character back? So, I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like Zara drove those people mad.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion? A complex folding protein. Unlife. With a technology 50 years ago.
That does sound like zombism. They didn't answer. Ah, that's too bad. or give your character back. I hope they will, eventually. How do we stop a prion disease? There are options. Little research program. Sounds cute. Liquidate the rabbit. Liquidate the rabbit prion infested dogs who want to kill everyone with glancing artillery fire. Okay. Well, somebody voted for that, so let's go with it.
Liquidate? That's what King Philip kept screaming from the Sol Aurum. Liquidate! Liquidate!
She says in a sing-songy kind of way.
In the end, they liquidated the Sol Aurum, melted the palace cube down to gold and platinum, and sold it for bullets. Strange times.
Gold and platinum bullets. Do they usually use gold and platinum in bullets? Don't they just use some stuff like lead and... I don't know.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
She nods. Okay, that's enough about the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Now's your chance. Ask her who she is. She won't get out this time.
Seriously, I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
Okay, so let's say nothing. Just wait.
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
Ultra? Like an alpha? Let's... No, wait, what's an ultra?
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's, not the moderate kind.
Dios mío! A liberal!
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. I can see you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You've got Revachol in your blood. A real nationalist. No? Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, are you repulsed?
Snake.
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
I forgive you, but only because you are charming.
A devil, who being of great charm and guile, sneaketh into the homes of the godly.
That dialect is Obisunt. You recognize it's a quote from somewhere. A play written way back in the Franco-Nigerian century.
And persuades them to addict then Selwas to his service.
Ah, you know more than you let on. Philosopher detective of Precinct 41.
Philosopher detective. Well, devil or devil woman? We could just not nod or go with wild. Alright, let's not. Devil woman.
I'm afraid you'll find that every woman is a devil woman, detective. There are only aesthetic differences between one and the other.
What? Are women all the same?
When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done something differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinaise a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinaise, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake, then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're no dummy yourself.
Will my intellectual vanity be my undoing? Yes, it will. So am I.
A smart boy getting smarter, one basic term of reality at a time.
You're a patriot.
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, man.
The lieutenant puts down his notes and gives her a look. You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
Can we put a point in conceptualization now and try that again? I think we can, maybe. So let's try it again.
The girl in the old lady rags?
No, I meant something basic about reality.
Ah, yes. There's something very satisfying about discussing the fundamental facts of reality.
So what is...
Go ahead.
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What world is this?
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
Pale.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
What do you see?
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
It must be. This is the greatest and the kindest arrangement the atoms had in them.
The best of all possible worlds.
Indeed. There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What is it?
Elysium.
Wait. Elysium. Wait, is this the one with the evil apes?
Not in this case, no. That sounds more like something the Mesk petrofascists might say.
The gaze wanders.
The Confederate Republic of Mesk, the world's largest state by territory, has fallen into an especially nihilistic strain of nationalism lately.
It isn't enough to call us animals. Even animals aren't animals.
What are animals then?
They're like you and I suppose. Living organisms don't identify with abstractions. Elysium is for particular beings.
Elysium, the world needs a term of endearment.
It does. There are those who would call it hell.
Yeah, I guess things are not going super well here, but the world is still beautiful. What is hell?
A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists.
I don't feel like I've got the whole picture yet. She's vegan. How terrifying.
Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
How come?
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways.
Sideways. Inside, sideways. What shape is this world then?
We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day.
What?
You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
Wait, is she a flat earther?
ORG, Occident Revichol-Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona.
A dark grey corona?
Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
What the?
A cold fear seeps into you.
Flat earther, vegan. Oh my god. Wait. What the hell are you telling me?
You seem to be spooked. Please don't be.
Her voice becomes homely, calm. She lets a moment pass. The pale? And what do you mean, corona?
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness.
So she thinks we are not living on a planet. Maybe not anymore. Like, we used to live on a planet, but it's not a planet anymore.
I am sorry, Detective. Philosophically speaking, it must sound quite terrifying. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
A fractured corona doesn't feel like it's gonna bring anyone together.
You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it.
Well, if you say it's disco...
See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides. The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
You said pale. What is pale?
The pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
I have been wondering what the pale is.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case to attend to.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
What do you mean it's not part of reality?
Ma'am, this philosophical police detective is very sensitive and impressionable because of his recent medical episode.
He's right.
The Lieutenant's right. Let's change topics. What do you want to know? Anything.
I want to know what the pale is.
This is not going to happen with the lieutenant present, unless you can convince him to step aside.
Should I? I think I should. I want to know what the pail is. Let's ask for him to step away while you discuss the pail.
Good idea. Just ask him. He won't make a scene.
Kim, can I talk to the mom alone for a second?
Fine.
Steps away with his notes.
See? What can he do? You're a grown man.
I'm a grown man. Now, please, madam, tell me, what is the pail?
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant.
Yes. What is the pail?
Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass.
The islary mass. Wait, then, what is an isola?
Isla is
Isola.
a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the Pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Mundi, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde.
And Insulinde is...
An oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest,
Muindi.
Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear.
perishing. But it's good that we are on the bluest one, because blue is important. Okay, but what is the pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
The negation of being.
The negation of...
That's right. The negation of being.
Tightens her hood around her neck. It's cold outside. Oh yeah, it was raining, but now it's snowing. Is it here?
No, detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isla.
Blue is overrated. No, blue is important in this game. If it's blue, it's something important. Has to be. Hey. I wonder if this water has any seals in it.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
And let's point north. There.
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the pale is called Porch Collapse.
Of course you are important, Blue Milk. You have blue in your name.
Imagine a grey coronal mist, cold vapour marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism, a mould that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
So, if we are surrounded by hail, how do you get from Isola to Isola?
Oh, it is so difficult for us.
And her lungs deflate, her words sound like a sigh.
It is possible to force dimensions on the pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude. bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost or having our minds damaged.
So, Pale is an actual thing here? It's not some weird stuff in the weird books. Okay, I'm stretching. And I'm hydrating. I'm just inhaling that tea from my cup. No. Oh wait, teacup. No, not microphone. The Pale can damage the mind?
Extensively.
Oh.
Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Who says and who argues?
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists say, the dialectical materialists argue.
What does this over-radiation feel like? Maybe I've been over-radiated by the Pale.
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
You are not a civilian passenger.
No, nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entropanetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Whoa.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Some degraded early memories.
Are you over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
What is entropanetic?
Entropanetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of Grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian Super E Solar. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them.
Did they cross it, the Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years.
What has entropanetics changed then?
Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
Aerostatic craft?
Hybrid airships, detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely.
What if we do not?
Then they don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
What are its physical qualities?
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible.
There's a slippery article in there.
Is it T-pale or pale?
Pale when it's particular, this territory of pale. The pale when it's pale in its entirety. Once you've seen it, language balks at the difference.
How much pale is there compared to the world?
The pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
But how do you quantify pale if it's completely different from matter? Slipping, how? To our detriment or...
What do you think, Detective?
It's growing. There is more and more of the pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate.
How did I know?
An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
It's not extreme at all. It's going to happen.
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do the same.
Oh, yeah. I'm an authority figure, being a cop and all.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
Off we go into the pale and wild pale yonder.
One and all. They say pale is death, but for the universe.
Why should we just leave, and the world get left behind?
Let's return to the reality, please.
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, this isn't really an inquiry, is it? You can't remember a single thing. This is the first time you're hearing about any of this.
Oh no. How did she find out? You're right. This is all new to me.
Then tell me, what do you think of the pale?
There are so many things. What could it be? Terrifying, disco, end all life. Continue to persist at all is a testament to faith in another. That's very positive. Advance that can only be stopped with immediate, total, ruthless communism. Powerful anti-communist force, perhaps too powerful, but still, they have it coming. I'm worried, I have to say, it doesn't sound very liberal to me. I don't know how you all survived with it. It's a huge accomplishment. Who am I to think anything of it? You were right. It's disco. Your eyes tense. Crow's feet radiate from them. She observes you, your bloodshot eyes and swollen face.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
Stops mid-sentence. This investigation will be my masterpiece. The one they remember me by. I promise.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile...
Some of that assurance is meant for herself, as much as it's meant for you. She must have a lot on the line here.
You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
She gives you a slight bow. Sounds like he wants to be on my side. Maybe.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
You needn't have worried. But really, thanks for worrying, Kim.
But I did. Anyway.
Oh. He looks around, a little uncomfortable now.
Damn it, you're a grown man, the lieutenant thinks. Shouldn't have gotten protective hair.
Right, let's get to work, Lieutenant. We haven't even interrogated her.
Good luck, detectives.
She nods you goodbye. Wait, we were supposed to interrogate her.
Call the Mama Dakwa. It's not only your eardrums that register sound anymore. Your very skin has become an organ of hearing. Looking for a whisper, light and low. A god who's very, very silent. Nothing escapes you. A cockroach in the other room. A candy wrapper falling on dry grass. A drunk falling from a chair in a bar 20 meters away. In fact, you haven't heard the Col du Mama Dakwa, but you have discovered that you have amazing hearing. It must be the only part of you the alcohol hasn't drowned out. Keep listening.
We have ears. Bonuses. Plus 3 perception. Golden ear. Encyclopedia minus no room for anything else. Oh, you think we have a lot of intelligence? Counter a bit of that. Wait, we could have. I think we could have. Not here. We could internalize another idea, maybe. Yes. Let's internalize another idea. But what is this? Derealization. Borrow research bonus. None. What's this? Provisional Special Administrative Region, Le Kailo, the Insulidian Ocean Coalition Government, Insulidian Mission Command. Name after name, and none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something's wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Truvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch at the corner, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts, the one you truly must complete. Should we? I think we should. There was also White Morning. I don't think that's good. Wow, collect them. Maybe we don't need to remember the ex-wife or whatever. Advanced race theory. I don't want that. Socioeconomics. Some kind of superstar. Rigorous self-critique. No. I want this. Oh, come on, what do you mean? Are we really having fun if there's no racism? But Kim! We can't be racist because we have Kim. And we would have to be racist against him. Let's get that. Ones you know personally are always good ones. Well, yeah. I guess it doesn't really. It's not logical.
Yes?
Tell me about the case again.
What do you want to know?
Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition you mentioned.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
So this is a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
That's great.
Somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are two columns. One says, cases solved. The other, confirmed kills.
Let's close the eyes.
The rows are endless.
Let's look for precinct 41.
Jean Vicmer, Judith Minot, a special consultant. What was his name? Then the rows degrade into green nothingness. Your brothers have left you.
What? My brothers have left me. For some reason I thought you had 104 solved cases.
Well, technically. The official record keeper has been known to double count murder-suicides.
Oh my.
A common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats.
So you're still a good cop, right?
I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. My fellow officers, the sergeants in particular, would have made this scene into a circus.
What's special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. He raises an eyebrow, thinking it best to let you make the next move.
Clearly, he has already formed his own theory. It's all part of the master plan, you see.
Master plan. I don't have an unbelievable kill count. Wasn't it like 3? The plan, because you're a superstar. Yeah, definitely. I am a highly experimental cop, but if I am right, this is outre even by my standards.
Really?
His eyebrow gets raised one more notch. I arrive at the scene 3 days early, drink myself to oblivion, fully re-immerse myself in this reality, and then work the case from an angle so crescent fresh it produces never before seen results, not only for criminology, but for the human mind.
It can't be that.
Part of him sort of wants to believe what you just said. It isn't, but I will prove it so.
I hope you do.
Me too.
And he will help.
And he will help. Oh, he's so kind. Okay, enough of the competition then. Tell me something else.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
What is this? I get it. That's pretty good. Why did they for the first send me?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
I see. Yeah, that makes more sense than the stuff. No, let's not believe this logic. But no, that can't be right.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck up, like as a joke?
I've considered it.
His voice is somber. So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
But why is that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
See. Do you really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Kim is too kind. Okay, nothing. Maybe we could check if we can get some paint then. No, and I will have to start wrapping it up for today because I didn't have as much time today than I usually do because of not sleeping very well. Let's go to the balcony. I want paint. I have a thought.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened.
Let's form a guess about what happened.
A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line.
Let's take in the ocean.
The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscure the better part of the remains. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean.
Let's look at the ruins in the water.
Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt.
Who did this damage?
A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers. They will reach the city in 58 seconds.
Hey Kim, do you know who shelled our city?
The Coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
He does not like talking politics of this kind.
I see. Time to go. Was there something else here? Yes, there was. Yes. It's a bottle. Is there more bottles? Yes, that's money. Oh, hello there. Cindy, was it?
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
She crosses her arms.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Fuel oil. Did something happen to my OBS studio? Or just the chat? I get the chat somewhere else. Stream looks fine. That's good. It could be just my chat window. And I can also see see your chats on the preview window. Let's see if I can have a chat view on the mix it up. That should help. Fun to me. Okay, good. That means we can continue on safely, I hope.
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil is only used in government vehicles, or at least that's the idea.
Is that government fuel oil?
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
You'd better hand it over.
Or what? You'll push me off this ledge and pry the bucket from my dead hands?
But I want that. I've got you cornered. Hand over that brush.
Ooh, police brutality. That's the good stuff.
Let's stand your ground with look of varied determination. Cindy, I'm going to stand here till you hand over that paintbrush.
Have you got any kids? Because you sound like the world's saddest dad right now.
Yeah, I probably don't, because I'm the saddest dad with no kids.
But fine, take the brush. I'm all out of fuel oil anyway.
No. She drops the paintbrush at your feet.
You know what you should be able to find in your government-issued vehicle? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil.
Oh. But can't I just use paint?
Are you kidding me? Fuel oil is so much cooler.
No.
No way you're disfiguring that beautiful wall with something as pedestrian as ordinary paint.
Kim, my friend, would you be willing to sacrifice some of your fuel oil for art?
My fuel oil is for my kinema. Use your own fuel if you are unable to contain your artistic impulses, but please, leave my kinema out of it.
No. So, you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art? Art for them, body?
Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Look cute as hell.
Hey, who gave me that pillow? I didn't see thank you anyway. Mystery will have to take you. Oh, great. Yes. That's because my chat died on OBS Studio. There's something wrong with my OBS Studio. I will have to look into that after stream.
If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time!
And there's a little girl wearing the gloves there.
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you.
Because I'm an art cop.
I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
She looks at you, a little sad suddenly.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
Catch you later, Cindy. We got a paintbrush, didn't we? We did. A paintbrush belonging to Cindy the Skull, an aspiring artist. Its bristles smell nauseatingly of heavy fuel oil. Specks of red, orange and green paint cover the aluminium ferrule. We really need more stuff. We need paint for our masterpiece. Heavy fuel oil. And we got some leads, which is nice. What else was up here? Oh, there. Oh, we could check this out. Since we are up here, let's check things out. What's in here? Money. And a thought. Above tops flap in the wind, forgotten hammers and nails rest. What's this? The door is locked. You can't get in. The chair's new. Someone lives back here. Is it Cindy? That art is something. What is this place? Maybe Cindy lives here. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy? Thought 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate, the rats of the city. Enough coal to last several winters. Smells of chemicals. Money. Hands? Poor Homer laborer jeans. What kind of pants are we wearing anyway? Flare cut trousers. Some electrochemistry from those. Minus reaction. So, which one is better minus? Reaction speed or... What was that? Sneaking or... We're not going to sneak. Oh... I guess that's better use. These are better pants. What hindsight. Although these jeans look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. That beautiful peach-shaped man ass has imprinted itself so deep in the fabric, you can't but wonder if wearing them would start molding your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. That's -2. Isn't that a bit too much? Thick jeans. Yeah. Alright, maybe we'll get a better ass like this. There are thoughts.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something. Soft, yet crinkly.
What is it?
Hey, It's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of
Oh no,
apricots.
it's that one.
You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar.
Didn't my card also smell like this?
By the way, the raw materials were most likely exported from Seaguy, the apricot suzerainty, and processed in Sur-le-Clay into the apricot-flavored chewing gum, loved by kids of today and yesterday. Something about it is familiar, and not only to your fingers.
Imagine being Kim at literally any point in this. I think Kim is having his most interesting case ever.
Wow, you work hard.
Just watching a partner pull a pair of pants out of the college looking thing and immediately putting them on. And also these pants are so butt sculpting that he will have a better view from now on, hopefully. I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider.
I'm a provider?
It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
What hard work do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Okay, I fucking ride till I die, bitch.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
A money printer too. I guess I made some gills. Sure. You could say I took some money from that Manana guy too.
You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider.
I haven't looked any of those things. So a guy is gassing you up good. Yeah. Oh, and then there's pawning stuff off to that suspicious Roy guy.
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
I guess I made some gills, sure.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No, I'm actually not.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo.
Yes,
Why
I'm still
is
a
that?
hobo. The system is broken.
Boo-hoo. The system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the fuck yeah attitude you're used to. What is this? Why are you so poor?
There's a market for corrupt cops out there, but the immigrant cops have price dumped it.
Look, the immigrants are cool. The immigrants play cool music. Everyone likes them, especially the women. Don't hate on the immigrants. They've got nothing to do with you living under a boat.
It's because of that Gothic guy riding my ass.
The Guardsman has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. You should learn from it. Don't play the victim. Think hustler. Think with your head.
Fucking taxes, man.
That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate that is Revachol?
I thought there were no taxes.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you.
From me?
Here. The Gotham estate's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
My money. Are you sure? That seems like a pretty big number.
What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
Bleeding nipples are kind of a pain, but how will re-regulation help with that?
It's all about the tax issue, hustler. No other problem in the world is as pressing as top marginal tax rates. And don't you fucking forget it.
Also, Harry here just took some pants out of there and put them on and then just stood there quietly, thinking. Kim is very patient. A good fellow. Bro, voiceover guy sounds like my uncle after a few drinks. Your uncle sounds very vocal. What's that? There is something here. Someone has torn down the wall. But didn't we notice that before? In the monologue of every single US libertarian. There are reasons why it should be the inner monologue. And not the outer one. What's this? Money! Why didn't we notice this before? Oh, this is where that one lady was. A blister bag of medicine peeks out of the box. You should take it. Okay. Hypnogama. We took it. There's no paint. There's shoes. Can we take those shoes? There was money in the shoes. How could that be? Balcony. There's something in there. Isn't that alcohol? We got alcohol. We shouldn't drink it. Moss grows on those bathroom tiles. Actual moss. That is quite something. Moss on bathroom tiles. It's usually mold. Let's go to the balcony. What is this? Oh, it's just money, no paint. Curtain shift, just a little. Someone is watching from within. What's this? The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. There's a lot of things here. But, someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. I think we should save here. And, I think that should be it for today. Except, raiding? Do we have somebody to raid? It's been a while since we've raided Bababi. I'm not sure if we are going to be able to raid them. So because of my chat being... Let's see, can I get that look? It has been reloaded. Excellent. Looks like it could work. Yeah, happy sunny cuddling. Let's raid Bababi, and thank you for joining me today. I'm probably moving my Thursday stream to a bit earlier. It's still going to be Pokemon. On Friday I might stream Disco Elysium again. We'll see. And, well, Monday is Mass Effect Monday, like usually. Yeah. See you next time, and let's go say hi to Bababi. And thanks again. Bye bye.